Welcome back to Carnivore Conquest. I'm Coach Shannon. Dive into animal-based diet and fitness with me, and let's transform together and be the best we can be. So this is day 4, if I'm not mistaken, of this animal-based journey, I guess is the best way to describe it. And today we are looking at some additional data coming specifically from my Fitbit. So I've been a fan. Let me take that back. I have been addicted to Fitbit for 10 years. I can't say a fan because, man, these watches break quite frequently. But since I've had my data with them for like over a decade, I refuse to go anywhere. So just kind of, again, stamping this so that we have a baseline to go off of. So what I'll be tracking with my Fitbit is primarily sleep/recovery. So looking at my sleep over the last couple of months, and then more important, not necessarily the duration, but the score. But you can see I'm pulling up the actual data from last year. It just takes a while to get calculated. So on average, I'm right around like 6 hours of sleep is my average. And then the sleep score has been like around 77 for the whole last year. And then recently it dipped down. And that was because for the last 5 months, I was in the US. And then I came back in May. And during that time in the US, the last 2 months of the US, I was doing a lot of physical labor activities and not sleeping very much. And then, of course, just getting back, had jet lag. And I was actually on a cruise the week before that. So literally like the last 3 weeks of May are just really horrible sleep due to the time zones, the different activities, and stuff like that. So it's a great opportunity to jump into this new diet, so to speak, to see how this adjusts. So literally as of yesterday, I finally got like my first night's good sleep, more hours than I normally get. And I might be getting back on track and in sync with the time here. So you see I had data all the way back to like 2012 from Fitbit, so just ridiculous. And of course, I'm using it to track the weight. I don't track my water or anything in here, but I do use it for primarily just the sleep and activity. And what was the other one? Yeah, the activity being the calories burned, this one here. So I want to keep that relatively consistent. And then I'm still using my Fitness Pal as well to track the calories I'm consuming. I've just been addicted to that as well. So I've had that for like over a decade. And I'll continue to track with that. Supposedly on carnivore, it's hard to overeat. One, because the protein is more satiating and it is more metabolically active in the sense that it requires more energy to break down protein than it does fat or carbs. And again, since it's satiating, it's hard to overeat and you still get the same amount of calories per gram as you do in carbs. The flip side, though, is this diet also has a lot of fat. Depending on the cuts of meat you're eating, a lot of people claim they can get into ketosis, and then that is satiating in itself, but you could also end up eating more calories because there's twice as many calories per gram in fat as there is in protein. So I'm still curious to track this with my Fitness Pal and just see how many calories I'm consuming. Right now, I've been on the low end. I actually don't have that up. Maybe I'll say that for a different video. But I've been under eating calorie wise because of the getting back on schedule with the sleep and stuff like that. And I haven't had as much fat as I probably should to get those calories up because you do get tired of just chewing. And I haven't found the exact diet I want to consume or what combination of foods or how I'm cooking them. But for the most part, it's fairly simple. I think today I made a soup, just threw in 3 different cuts of meat that I had left over that I didn't feel like cooking as steaks. Threw that in there. I had it in a regular pot on the stove. I didn't have a crock pot or anything like that. I'm going to get one of those and then just add some water and then just let that slow cook for a couple hours and eat that, just super simple. I think it was like pork loin, beef tenderloin, and beef strip or strip loin maybe, or chuck. I don't know. 3 different meats. Oh, and a little bit of duck I had left. So it's definitely easier to meal prep. So I'm not sure how bored I'll get on this. I can typically eat the same foods every single day and not get bored of it. but we will see, because I'm just getting started. So this is just to document where I'm at on energy and sleep. And like I said, I'll be putting all this together in a spreadsheet that'll be easier to compare and contrast. So it'll have like the calories, the average sleep score, my blood work, testosterone hormone panel, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then we'll compare it in 90 days. And then of course, you know, I'll be checking in here every single day, documenting what I'm doing, where I'm at, how I feel. And then also doing the fitness assessments and some additional, what do you call those things? Photos. Yeah, before and after photos kind of thing. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding this diet, a lot of stuff about the meat industry, so to speak. And this is definitely one that I see about increased heart disease and high in saturated fat. And they say there's no long-term studies, but there's been people that have done this for like at least a decade now. So to me, there's enough data to determine whether or not I should follow it, but there's still tons of information regarding what the American Heart Association and other industries think about red meat and things of that nature. So I am curious to find out, and that's exactly why I'm tracking these markers myself, to find out how that affects. I do know it can definitely help with blood sugar and stuff like that, and satiety. Feeling satiated, whatever that word is, for most people. So we will see what will happen, because there's definitely a lot of negatives out there about it. The only one way to find out is to do it for yourself and see. So that's where I'm at right now. All right. I hope to provide some value for you. And if it did, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.